I thought that's gonna be here tonight, but I did not expect this character.
I was alone for a long time. But these days, I have the kind of
A
friendship
dagger?
that's not easy to come by.
I was not expecting to make Shez do a blue dagger. What are you gonna do? Throw it? Swiss slice. That's actually in the game. Okay, that's a way to make a dagger unit. So I kept trying to figure out. This is gonna be blue, right? We're sure it's gonna be blue, but we got swords. Well, apparently she's using her swords as to throw shurikens or something. Not really, but see, this is the kind of thing that I wanted to do before. I thought they could like say, "Oh yeah, for Latches can get a her sword by just calling this by giving her a sword, but with a staff." So who we have here? Legendary Claude. Okay, we have Brave Tiki and Brave Byleth, which is what's being expected here. Brave Tiki, Brave Byleth, and then we've also got Sather? Sather, right? We also got Sather on here. Okay, let's look at this ridiculous weapon. Ashura Blades grants a speed +5, unit attacks twice in unit combat, neutralizes penalties on foes on unit rank combat. If unit speed is greater than foe's speed, grants medical charge +1 to unit per attack per combat. So this is a brave dagger. Even if foe initiates combat, is this a slow unit? No, you're still got speed though. So this is going to be a quad weapon. Grants speed +5, unit attacks twice, even if foe initiates combat, but it's a weak attack. Okay. Glimmer. Swiss Slice. If you initiate combat, or if you use in 2 space an ally, grants +8 to all stats during combat. If you initiate combat against a non-dragon or non-beast infantry foe, and unit speed rated for foe speed +20. Wow. Grants effective against all weapon types. Okay, so this is intended to be for slow units. If you're faced off against a slow unit, then you get effectiveness. So the intention here is I think it's for like targeting armors essentially. The idea here is that they want you to be very, very powerful against slow armors. Technically any slow units in general, but yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. So not only is she fast, she also is a huge counter to slow units in general. Otherwise, if unit initiates combat and unit speed is greater than equal foe speed +5, grants effective against all weapon types to your if you initiate combat and unit speed is greater than equal foe speed +5. So that's much different. So first off, non-dragon and non-beast, infantry foe. Oh, it's only infantry. So if you're targeting an infantry foe who's non-beast and non-dragon, and they're slow, so if your speed is greater equal to foe speed +20, you get effective against all weapon types. So you can't get against dragons and beasts, and it's only against infantry units. But if you initiate combat, no, wait a minute, what am I thinking? No, I get it. If you initiate combat against a non-dragon or non-beast infantry foe, and unit speed is greater than foe speed +20, grants fight against all weapon types. It's key during combat. So basically, what it's saying here is that if you're not a dragon or not a beast, the intention here is that if you're not a dragon or not a beast, and you're an infantry foe, it's only against slow units. Otherwise, it's against anyone who's got 5 speed less than you. And that includes anyone, not just infantry. So that's actually more interesting than I thought. This is a very weird condition, though. The condition here is you need to the first. It's 2 conditions. The first condition is in both cases, you must initiate. So Shez must initiate combat. The first condition is if you're fighting a non-dragon or non-beast infantry, then it's speed plus 20. So it's only against slow infantry units that are not beasts and not dragons. Because even against dragons and beasts, if they're only plus 5, then you get the same effect. So it's actually more effective against dragons and beasts than it is against everything else. Otherwise, if unit is combat as unit speed is greater than or equal to foe speed plus 5, it makes sense actually. The idea is that whatever Epimenides did, he kind of made himself to be strong. He created his ongoing form, Arvel, in order to try and be able to kill Sothis, essentially. That was basically the whole idea, to kill Sothis and any of the other Garthians. So that's why it's against beasts and dragons. The idea is that Arvel / Epimenides and also Shez are supposed to be stronger against beasts and dragons. So that's why it counts for all beasts and dragons, even infantry versions. But if you're not infantry foe, or if you're not infantry foe, or then it's only speed plus 5, so it's much more versatile there. Seal speed 4. Inflict seal has 4 on foe during combat. If no effect due to penalty foe speed, inflict penalty on foe speed during combat equals 7 minus current penalty on foe speed. Okay, yeah, that's still a seal thing. So seal 4 skills basically give you the effect right from the start. So the whole idea here is if they don't have a penalty on them, then they have that effect reduced. Yeah. First, it reduces speed by 4 during combat, and then it goes up to 7 during combat for the initial combat, and after that, it inflicts the same effect anyway. Also, if penalty I found foe speed. So okay, so if penalty I found foe speed. So basically, but inflicts -1 on foe attack. So there's another effect if the penalty is already effective. So I think this won't count in the first time. So if you attack once, this won't affect. If penalty is on foe speed, inflicts special charge -1 on foe per attack during combat. I think this won't work on the first combat. It'll only work on consecutive combats. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it actually gives a penalty immediately. And then after you're done, it finally inflicts speed by 7 on foe through its next action. So that's an interesting effect. So I wasn't expecting Shez. I sort of wasn't expecting. And when I did see Shez, I'm like, okay, so it's actually a red unit, not a blue unit. Then they made her a blue dagger, even though she's using 2 swords. Okay. I guess it's supposed to be based on the fact that Shez has shockwave effects. So during Shez's best attack, she's got some shockwaves. That it's like a shooting beam. I guess that's what this is supposed to be about, but it's still goofy. It's goofy how they make her a dagger, even though she's actually got swords. And that's why I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like, why can't you give a refine to a new weapon type and refine to Lachesis and Nana, which gives it the Earth Sword, but it's actually a staff. But it's essentially just a more powerful version of the absorb staff that they already have. And then they end up giving the land sword to Legendary Nana instead, which is fine. I mean, I'm glad we finally got the Earth Sword in some way. Okay. So this is an interesting, very interesting unit. I wonder if this is supposed to be the end of like a 3 Hopes though. But who knows? Maybe they're just focusing on, maybe they're focusing on Engage right now, and then they'll announce 3 Hopes DLC later. But probably not. I mean, it's been so long since 3 Hopes release that it doesn't seem that likely. At this rate, maybe they just preferred to move on to like a new Warriors. Speaking of which, I wonder if we'll get a new Higher Warriors next year. It doesn't seem likely because you also have Tears of the Kingdom, or probably get another Zelda game somewhere else, like the Twilight Princess HD and Moonwork HD 2-pack or something. But I don't know. I think we'll probably get a new Warriors game of some sort next year, but it's definitely not going to be Fire Emblem for sure. Who knows? Maybe they'll throw in a Xenoblade somewhere. That's what I think they could do. If they don't come back to Zelda, I think they would do Xenoblade next. But I almost wonder if they will do a Zelda one again next. Okay, so that's it for now. Until next time, this is Jeremy signing out.